Hello, myself, Ramkrishnan. Here basically are discussing on a topic that is creation. Integration basically are discussing on a topic that is future creation. In this basically we are discussing about one of the topic that is SBI account. And in SBI account basically we are discussing one of the topic that is sorry in an India account basically we are discussing in India account basically we are discussing about one topic that is SBI account, Amazon account, and after 2 days basically the earthquake is going to come. So just a minute. So that topic actually we are discussing. So one person told that, "Hey, whatever data basically this is coming basically in this world basically that is coming from that planet only. That is coming from that planet. That is coming from that planet." So one other person told that. One other person told that in previous video basically we saw one example basically. That is grapes data. Here basically I am taking example of grapes. And from grapes, wine, beer, everything basically is getting created. Apple, whatever example. So here basically we are just taking as an grapes. It can be potato also. It can be any vegetable, any fruits. So the question was from which energy basically the grapes data was generated. From which energy the grapes data was generated. So there was no answer basically. Why? Because this connects to that 1,000 year people, 1,000 year divided by total number of generation basically completed. That group basically it connects to. So there is no answer basically because there is no answer with the Earth planet that is 100% correct. But there is answer with the universe group. Basically. Then basically one of the person told that can we track this data basically? Is it possible to track the each and every human needs basically, which actually came from where basically, and it actually came from which user stories, and from which user story this got activated. So first we will track the Earth planet data. That is 1 lakh year people basically are existing. That data basically came from 1 lakh year age people basically. Then they transfer to 90,000 year, it's 80,000. Like this basically it filtered basically. So 1 lakh year people basically got which all idea basically. Due to that basically 90,000 year age people basically started thinking the grapes idea. Means idea which converted the grapes energy basically. So that was user story basically. So another person told that this type of thing basically we never thought actually. We actually never got idea only basically that this type of thing is also possible. So one person told that because Earth planet is also creating something, and the Earth planet basically is, has to become asset basically in universe basically. So that is the topic basically. So one person told that is it possible to track the data basically? One person told that that is not possible. Yeah, that is how basically it is possible. How that is possible basically? How it is possible to track the data basically? how that is possible to track the data, because it's not possible basically to track the data basically. Then one person told that there are many data science project basically which is created from that basically we can't track. Then one of the person told that that is possible, but we should have the source basically. If we don't have the source basically from where the data we have to find basically, then how we are going to find basically? Source should be there basically, right? Without source basically, how you are going to find the data basically? That is question basically. Without source basically, how you are going to find the data basically? So that is question basically. So one person told that without source basically you can't find the data. Source must be there basically. So in this source is what basically? That 1 lakh year age energies. And what task basically they are doing. According to that basically they are getting the energy. Because after death basically you can't track the person basically. Because it has gone outside the system basically. Outside the system means you can't track the person basically. Normal person basically can't track. For that basically special groups are basically created. Special groups are basically created to track that group basically. Because if you are staying in Earth planet, then each and every rules basically applies to you. If you are not staying in Earth planet, then it's okay. But if you are in Earth planet, then each and every rules basically is going to apply you. Whatever basically birth basically you are having. Earth planet rules basically apply. So just so one person told that yes basically. Then one of the person told system basically is very dangerous. Yeah, system actually is very dangerous. I'm telling you. The people who created the system basically, they have done very dangerous parts basically. Because here in Earth planet, 1 lakh year age people also basically are staying. Then one of the person told that few system basically does not might be applying, because there are many people basically who does not require money. They basically gets everything basically like that only. Whatever he want basically he gets. That also basically very highly quality items basically. The most costly item basically. So one person told that basically, do you know basically the most costly apple basically? What is the cost of most costly apple? That is I think more than 1 lakh dollar basically. There are basically many apple whose cost is 1 lakh dollar. So they are basically having this all human needs basically. They are basically having this all human needs data. So you can't compare these people because they are out of system, but they are everything basically. If anything problem basically occurs to that group basically, it is going to affect to entire world, because 1 lakh age people basically means they are passing the energy of whole world basically. You are basically not getting energy directly from satellite. You are basically not getting data from some other group basically. You are getting data from that 1 lakh year age people. But here main thing is you are getting data from power supply, nuclear power company and energy company. But data basically are of that 1 lakh year age people, because everything is filtered basically. You basically gets the data that is the filtered pure data basically. So you can just imagine basically how Earth planet basically is taking care of the each and every people basically. Lots of people says that we are not basically getting take care. But this is the highest take care basically you are getting in the planets basically. The Earth planet is the most secure planet. Basically. All facilities basically you are getting that basically are high, not high tech basically, but you are getting the high tech safety basically. Have you ever seen that basically from satellite basically, lots of basically something basically is falling basically. That type of basically thing you have ever seen basically? No basically. Why? Because Earth planet is the most secure planet. But if you go to other planet, do you know basically what are the things basically you are what basically you will not able to imagine basically what are the things basically falling from the sky basically. But in Earth planet basically, have you ever seen basically that something basically dangerous thing basically is fallen? Sometimes basically happens, but every time basically daily basically it falls basically. Have you ever seen? No. But there are many. There are other planets basically. There you will not imagine that kind of item basically gets falls from the sky basically. Why? Because it's not secure. Basically. It's on process basically. The planet is in on process creation. That's why. That's why. So one of the person told that yeah, basically the our planet is the secure planet also basically you can see. Have you ever seen basically something basically is falling from our sky basically to Earth planet? Sometimes basically it falls basically that we agree basically. But that also basically in the sea water. Basically. But in land area basically where the planet basically people basically are staying, have you ever seen basically? No basically that is not possible. Sometimes basically falls basically. That we agree. Sometimes basically it falls. But every time basically it doesn't basically falls. Why? Because it's a secure planet. You are at the secure area basically. That's why basically it doesn't fall. Does not falls the planet basically. So one of the person told that might be correct also basically. And that can be wrong also. Basically. Can be correct and can be wrong. Basically. Few people says that basically, yeah, basically this is wrong. Few people says that that is basically right. For example, this Apple basically is of $1 lakh basically. Few people says that yeah, basically that is not good basically. Few people says that that is good basically. One person told that basically one apple is costing basically 100 rupees. One apple is costing 100 rupees. So the rich people basically who will say that we basically don't like 100 rupees apple. But the medium range people and the poor people basically that is good for them basically. That is the high tech item basically they are eating basically. So it's like that basically. So that depends upon the condition basically. That also you can say basically. So here basically, so what is the basically thing you are discussing? So discussing is the Earth planet basically is also basically like that. According to his condition, basically he is giving all the facilities to Earth planet. The Earth planet people basically are getting the facilities according to the Earth planet is getting the facility, and he Earth planet is getting facility on the base of what? On the base of his achievement. And achievement basically are done through which people basically that is Earth planet people. Earth planet people basically are doing hard work for the Earth planet people. So they are doing the hard work. And according to the hard work, basically, Earth planet is growing. Basically. That also you can say. So just You can just imagine basically what planet is having. But one thing basically was एकदम मतलब shocking basically. One of the I basically told one of the person basically I went to Mumbai and basically I have not got a job basically. So that was shocking basically for that person basically. Because even basically one normal person also basically go to Mumbai basically, he basically gets the job basically. But you basically not got job in Mumbai also. So that was actually what basically insult of Sunila Nair basically done by Mumbai people, and that is the heart of India basically. That we are going to discuss basically. That topic is basically is pending basically. That we are going to discuss basically. So here basically again back to 1 lakh year age group. So person basically asked the question. This 1 lakh age people basically also might be getting energy from somewhere. Same way the Earth planet people basically who are currently that is the 100 crore child basically which is going to have basically their lifestyle basically. They are going to get birth. Their data basically are coming from that planet basically. That is 1,000 year basically generation. That is more than some generation basically that's divided by whatever age basically each generation gets. We can't say the exact number basically. Why? Because as the generation basically change, the age plus minus happens. Age plus minus basically happens. Age plus minus basically. So one of the person told that it's like that. So same way the 100 crore child basically which is going to happen, their energy basically are also basically going to process from that 1 lakh age people. That means one of the person told that how many groups basically gets the process basically of this 100 crore child basically. You told basically that lava data basically process, software companies are processing, satellite groups are processing. Then basically now the new thing basically come that is the 1 lakh year age people basically up to 90,000, 80,000 like this basically. The age basically people gives the energy to this 100 crore child basically. Because whatever energy basically they are going to get from that 1 lakh year age data only. And that is the chain basically of the earth planet of the energy. Whatever energy basically we are getting, that is one chain. That also you can say. So one of the person do that. In that situation basically, somebody is trying to create cheap basically. He know that basically the 100 crore, sorry 100 crore child basically which is going to happen, which is going to come basically. According to his basically the going to come, the energies are created that are the trees, these, that, each and everything basically has created. And this is one sequence basically. And everywhere basically the trees are getting fire basically. Because few people says that some energy department basically converted trees into human body basically. So they created lots of human clone basically, which are equal to tree basically. You will not able to believe it basically. For example, they created 100 human clones. That 100 human clones are equal to 30 lakh trees basically. Like this, they created 1 lakh human souls. So that converted to more than 100 crore trees. So that's basically was very strange. Basically. That world basically has reached like this way. So whatever energy basically the tree was giving to you basically, that is now human is going to give you. So the entire basically chain, entire control basically that somebody is changing basically and doing the taking the control with his hand. So he might be fine also basically, but he should be very clear about each and every current system basically, because how the 100 crore child is ongoing. So for that basically, what is the way basically? If we have the entire diagram basically of the environment basically, then that's okay basically. But that is not possible here. That you will get the entire diagram basically. Even basically the nuclear power company also might not be having the entire diagram. Then how you will be having? So that's basically not easy basically. That's little bit complicated basically. Not little bit basically, very complicated. But one day basically you have to do this. That is also basically 100% sure. Because if you want to secure the Earth planet, then Earth planet basically has to convert into asset. Basically. Earth planet have to convert into asset, and is going to convert basically. That also you can say, and is getting converted also basically you can say from set of sources basically. That also you can say it basically. It's not like that basically somebody is not trying. Somebody is trying lots of things. He created the entire Bollywood sector basically. See basically how dangerous sector basically he has created. It's basically not a easy sector basically. It's very dangerous sector basically. Because they are doing very dangerous tasks. I have not got job basically in Mumbai. That is different thing basically. But they are doing the most dangerous tasks. I'm telling you. Most dangerous means very dangerous. Lots of people say that Bollywood तो क्या करते हैं? They are just dancing basically. They are dancing. They are singing song. They are basically telling some dialogues. What else basically they are doing? But see the depthness basically what they are doing. I will take one example. This example I have already taken. Then also basically see that example. Potato. If you are going to eat potato, if you are going to eat potato basically, if you are going to eat potato, up to what level you are going to think related to potato energy and connected energy with potatoes. Up to what level you are going to think. For that basically Bollywood group has created movies, they have created serials because potato updation also keeps on happening. Potato basically keeps on processing in your blood cells. So idea keeps on changing basically of the related to potato energies. For that basically they have created serials basically. They have created theaters basically. You will not able to believe it basically. Lots of people says that do you have the software basically which is telling that basically these all are the human needs, and for this, these all are the movies, these all are the theaters, these all are the serials, these all are the advertising chain. Basically. Then one of the software company told that basically we have basically, but that need to integrate. Basically. That need to integrate, but that is very sensitive basically. So I have not integrated it basically. But then also basically integration is must. Basically. Integration is must. So you can just imagine basically. Integration is must. So you can just imagine basically. So one person told that how dangerous the world is. How dangerous the world is. That is also correct. So one of the person told that how dangerous the world is, and how dangerous the each and every sector basically which is created is. Because one person basically told that basically, if Bollywood will not exist basically in this world basically, anything basically is going to affect basically. Anything is going to affect basically if Bollywood is not existing. So anything is going to affect it. So one person told that there are lots of tasks basically which Bollywood industries are only doing basically. Like software industry basically they are controlling. They are controlling each and every software basically which is going to come into the market. Because software industry basically they can do the programming, they can do the management, they can do the creation of software. But the inside data basically, which data basically is going to enter into that, which all our group basically is supposed to fit in this data. That all basically is not a task of Bollywood or not of the software industry. That only basically the Bollywood industry can do basically. And that is very dangerous task. Software industry basically can do the software basically. That is okay. They can do the management plan, everything basically it's okay with. But which data basically is going to supposed to enter? That's very dangerous thing basically. Because lots of people say that abhi to nowadays basically the AI is there basically, artificial intelligence. But there also basically what is AI basically? AI equal to what basically? In simple language, what is AI basically? AI is set of conditions basically. If you know that condition, then basically it comes to AI basically. If you don't know the condition basically, then AI also basically going to work basically. That is not going to work basically. Why? Because you have not entered the condition into AI application basically. Then how it's going to work basically? Lots of people say that it's a AI world basically. Nowadays the AI world basically. But AI world is what basically? It's a set of conditions basically. Set of formulas basically. Set of assumptions basically. Formulas are basically equal to assumption also you can say. Because they are giving the future data basically on the base of past data. And past data can be any past basically. For example, chat GPT basically. They are also giving the data basically. But up to what accurate level basically the data basically they are giving, that's very dangerous basically. Why? Because they will say that basically we are giving the data of the previous week, up to the previous week. But currently, basically, just in last week, basically, what has happened, basically, that data, basically, we don't have. Why? Chat GPT is what, basically? It's a AI tool, basically. It's a web-based AI tool. He is getting the data according to whatever question, basically, you are asking. But whatever question, basically, you are asking for that, basically, they have the data. That's why, basically, they are giving. So that is the question, basically. Up to what level the data, basically, Chat GPT is giving, basically. They will say that basically few weeks before basically we have updated the chat gpt web-based application. Up to that level basically you are going to get the data. So chat gpt know that basically up to what level the system basically gets implemented in the market basically according to the periodically basically. So according to that period basically the chat gpt updates the data basically. So they are also basically very smart basically. It's not like that basically they are not smart basically. So that's why basically they are telling that basically chat gpt gives the live data. Why? Because they know that at this time interval basically the system basically is going to update. According to that, basically the updation data basically Chat GPT gives. So updation duration basically they have. That's why basically they gives the tells that basically Chat GPT is the AI tool basically which gives the perfect data basically. That is the main task. Rest of tasks basically also they are, if you want any code, if you want any SQL, if you want any presentation, that all are the normal tasks basically. But the main task is this basically. That is also there basically. All features basically are there basically in ChatGPT. But this is also basically one of the features basically. That also you can say. So one of the person told that ChatGPT basically is very perfectly planned tool basically, and mostly people says that that is Google only basically, because this type of task basically only Google or Yahoo basically might be possible, basically, because before Google basically Yahoo was there. So lots of people says that Yahoo also possible basically, that he might have created Google basically, because you can't say basically who created whom basically. So before updation of Yahoo basically, he might be updating in Google. So Google also told that basically we also basically do something basically. So they created ChatGPT, because if big product basically has already launched into the market, they basically never take the risk. They first study the market, that how this product basically is behaving in front of the public. According to the public behavior, basically they implement the certain level of portion basically. Then slowly basically they implement the whole portion basically. But that happens basically slowly. That happens slowly. So they basically have the perfect plan. For that, basically, who can do the perfect plan? That are the delivery heads basically, who are connected with the sales department basically. The sales department, digital department, that is the SEO department, the digital marketing department. They basically gives the data, that this is the market data basically. They are telling that basically they are happy with this product, this, that, each and everything basically they collects the data, and according to that basically they implement the data to periodically basically. So that's very dangerous basically. So one of the person told that nothing is easy to implement it. That also, especially in IT industry, because in IT industry basically everything happens fraction of second. In within fraction of second basically 1 lakh data basically gets processed basically. That type of utilities are basically there. Not basically within second basically, within 1 or 2 minutes basically. Because if there is any logic, then basically that logic basically takes time. So within 2 3 minutes basically the lakhs of data basically gets processed. So you can just imagine basically up to what level the things are basically created. So one person told that Chat GPT example basically you have given. They know the everything basically of the system. One person basically asked the question, what Chat GPT actually display? Whatever things basically are in the dictionary basically. They displays basically. And dictionary equal to what basically? Earth planet creation. On the base of certain level of system basically creation. Like PAN card system, Aadhaar card system, uh, then income tax system, who is basically nowadays basically I think the range is of 6 to 7 lakh basically, or basically it might be 5 lakh basically. Because currently I'm not doing jobs, so basically I don't know the data. So one person told that this is the range. If you are getting the data basically within this range, then basically you can, you basically don't have to pay the money basically. That is the tax amount. Basically. If you are getting more than this amount basically, then basically you have to pay the amount in the form of tax basically, or basically do the investment basically, or basically do the investment. There also basically you are paying the money only basically, and here also basically you are paying the money. So everywhere basically for tax derived basically the system has created. So that system basically daily doesn't update basically. Few system basically there is no system basically which updates daily basically. It takes at least basically few time basically because system rule basically you can say it required lots of testing, lots of R&D, lots of policies are connected with it. So it's not easy basically to implement the system. So Chat GPT basically is one of the examples, which is telling that basically we are having the accurate data. So he might be correct. Why? Because he has studied the system data. So that is basically different thing. So here again back to 1 lakh year age people basically, who is also giving the data to 100 crore child, which is going to come, and their ideas basically are already dumped into the environment, and that data basically came from that planet, where the thousand age people basically, sorry, the child which is going to come basically, there he has taken birth, he has basically become young, he has basically old age, he basically ended also, and he basically have certain level of generation also. Up to that level, basically, the data basically is already generated in the environment. That data basically you are implementing. That data the universe group is implementing in the earth level. So according to that only basically you have to do the plans basically. So you can just imagine. So this help basically, this all thing basically, how to remember basically. How to remember this everything. Lots of people says that in this world basically few people understands the English language, few people basically understand Sanskrit language, few people basically understand the whatever things basically are written, few people basically understands the books, few people basically understand the images language, that is the videos language. So for that basically Bollywood is also created. If you understand the books, then the education sectors are created, the colleges are created, the institutes basically are created. They will explain you basically from books. If you understand the videos, then basically the Bollywoods are there basically. They basically have explained the system basically. But then also basically there also basically you should get the training of the Bollywood basically. Without training basically you can't understand because potato basically is generating these all energies basically, right? So you should know na basically how Bollywood is basically going to explain basically that potato basically is going to generate these all energies. For that basically you should know the Bollywood industry basically. You should know the Bollywood industry basically. You should know the Bollywood industry na basically. Then only basically you can able to create. Otherwise basically Bollywood basically people do this type of dance. So within that dance also basically they basically explains that potato is going to generate this energy also. So there each and every minute basically is very costly. That's why basically it takes 100 crore, 200 crore, 1000 crores to create the movie basically. So it's not so easy to create the movie also basically. 1000 crore basically you can just understand basically. 1000 crore is a huge amount basically. So one person told that whatever things basically we have created here in the world basically, they are basically connected with each and every sector. So here these ideas are connected with that planet basically. But that planet basically has already given the data here. The nuclear power company, energy company, power company basically have collected the data and they have created the world also. From that is basically the world basically from you are basically getting the data. So one person basically asked the question, up to what level time basically they are having that data basically. That is very dangerous question basically. One of the person basically asked, up to what level age basically, sorry, up to what level generation basically they are having the data. So there is no answer for this. One person told that there is no answer. For example, my generation basically is going to up to what level basically? My son or my daughter, then their son, their child, up to what level my generation will go basically. That anybody knows that basically? No basically. The people basically who created the story basically, they can say that basically we have created it basically, that you will lose, your son will happen, daughter will happen. But if Earth planet basically people basically ended your generation, then basically that entire energy basically get waste basically. That connects to some other negative energy basically. That connects to negative energy. So that is also there basically. That is also there na basically. So one person to that everything basically is connected with each and everything, each and everything basically are connected. So entire IT sector is also basically connected. That that 10 crore project basically that is ongoing basically, and on the base of the certain level of investment basically, because banks are connected with the each and every software's data basically. So banks are always connected. Banks are always connected. So you can just imagine. So you can just imagine basically to whatever the stuff basically are connected. So one person told that up to what level the generation basically, for example, my generation will go up to what level? That anybody can say. The universe will say that basically we have designed basically your generation up to this level. But Earth planet basically are doing some other plan basically. Then basically what we can do? Because ultimately you have to stay in Earth planet. Ultimately you have to stay in Earth planet. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about the topic, that is up to what level basically your generation is going to stay in Earth. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this topic.